suddenly has a new crush and asked to take a break for the rest of the summer so she can flirt with other people. We have been quite rocky to begin with, but I felt like in 2021 we have grown a lot as people and have gotten closer, until she decided to go back to an old, quite toxic, online community she used to be a part of. She's openly admitted that this community brings out an immature and bitchy side to her, and I even expressed my concerns about it as soon as she told me. Turns out I was right to be concerned, as in the last couple of days, she expressed she wanted to break up because she felt like she was holding me back. I reassured her she wasn't. And the next thing she said was she wanted to take a break. I eventually agreed to take a week apart with no other people getting involved flirting, but this morning, she said she missed me too much and takes it back, but still wants space. This afternoon, she called and said she is still confused about her feelings and wants to take a break again, but this time she let me know that she wants to flirt with other people. She said she knows it's a temporary feeling because she loves me and I'm it for her, but at the moment, she doesn't want to be tied down and just wants to flirt with people. She doesn't want to break up, just take a break and flirt with other people, with no intention to take it further, she said. But I feel like this is just going to eventually lead to more problems once it's supposedly over. She claims that by the end of the month it will all be let out of her system and she still loves me, but what's to say it won't happen again down the line, or her flirting leads to something more during the break? Is there a reason that maybe she feels this way after having been with me for 2.5 years? Is there something I could or should be doing? What is the best approach for me not to get so hurt from this? And is this a normal thing to have happen in a relationship? She used to sleep at around 12 a.m. But now she stays up until around 7 a.m. just talking, joking and trolling about with this toxic community, regardless of what responsibilities she has the next day. Does this have anything to do with it? My girlfriend said she loves me and that I'm the one for her, but doesn't want to be tied down for the rest of the summer and wants to take a break to flirt with other people. Is that normal? Why does she feel that way and what should I do? She called me to dump me and wanted to leave it at that, but because I loved her, I tried to get her to stay, and she said she shouldn't be forced to stay in a relationship she doesn't want to be in. So, I moved the conversation towards how to proceed from here, cause after 2.5 years together, we had to have a discussion about social media, gifts we sent each other, mutual friends, contact, existing routines and stuff like that. I also tried my best to ask questions to make sense of it all, and while she was nice about some things, I'm trans and she said it had nothing to do with that fact. We were also long distance, but she didn't mention anything about distance playing a factor. She was rude and impatient with me. She also was just out the conversation when I was pouring my heart out to her. I asked her why she's doing it, and her response was, I don't love you anymore. I think I fell out of love with you a while ago. I don't want a relationship anymore. I'm not ready for commitment. I'm happy being single. I spent this break time barely thinking about you and taking things further with someone else, and that broke my heart to hear. We had set clear rules for the break, which included harmless flirting, the promise to reunite and improve things. Within 3 days it broke. Perhaps she's truly happy being free and single, and not ready for a committed relationship. But I think to take things further with someone else is already a sign of her pursuing another relationship, which makes me believe that she asked for a break in order to pursue this guy, keep flirting with him and take things further, while keeping me on the side in case. Which is exactly what she said she wasn't trying to do beforehand. During the breakup call, she said she was over me, but said she finds it hard to look at things that remind her of me. Should I believe that? She seems pretty done with her feelings for me, and while she did explain, or tried to, that her falling out of love with me had nothing to do with me as a person, I know that I was insecure, clingy, needy, and all these are unattractive. My entire life revolved around her, and it's created such a huge gap in my daily life now. She said that she's thankful for our relationship and that she wants to be friends in the future, just not now. She said we were what each other needed at the time, but I don't need you anymore. My friends say this is the coldest thing she said. But to me, I was trying to explain my feelings to her and figure out what to do next for myself, and she was getting annoyed that I was taking so long to speak. But if that was going to be the last time we spoke, I wanted to make it nice. She hung up annoyed, and I messaged her asking if we were on good terms, and she got annoyed again when I tried to make everything left as a positive. She was usually a really nice, compassionate and caring person. But this community she joined brought out her toxic side, and she was aware of this. So, I looked at this at other angles. Why did her behavior change so much? The community she joined, she admits, brings out her toxic and bitchy side, and I think it definitely influenced her to be this cold towards me. I started asking myself, why did she ask for a break to flirt? I really believed that she just wanted to remove it from her system so we could be together. But I opened my eyes and realized she admitted to taking her flirting further. She probably wanted to use the break as an excuse and break the rules. She wanted to replace me. Or cheat on me without it being labeled as such. Taking flirting further can be either sexual or emotional, and to me that counts as cheating because she was still in a technical relationship with me. She didn't wait to break it off before taking the flirting further. Unless she already had and just want to delay it. Or she could be telling the truth about her feelings, how she was actually confused. I still have so much left to say to her. I wrote it down, and it's filled with things I'll miss about her, petty remarks and angry ranting. About my assumptions about her intentions and all the lies she's told. But what if she told me the truth? I think all I'm seeking here is the actual truth from her. Do you think she really wants to stay single, and is happy that way and isn't actually ready for a committed relationship? Or do you think it was just an excuse to mask the extensive flirting with another guy? Also, every time I asked about this guy before the break, she said don't worry about it. I'm not interested in him, only to find out during the breakup call he was the one she took things further with. How long was she lying to me? I really just want to know her side, but she never took the time to actually talk about anything, and I feel like I deserve at least the hard truth. Why did her personality flip so hard into stone cold? When she was so caring towards me for the past 2.5 years. If I was being so nice to her during all this, begging for answers and begging for it to end positively, why do I get coldness in response? GF broke up with me after we promised to go on a break for 23 days, so she could get the flirting out of her system before committing to me forever, and assured me she loved me. She broke our harmless flirting rule 3 days into the break and called me up to break up with me, saying she doesn't love me anymore and isn't ready for a committed relationship with anyone. But she's taking flirting further with another guy during the break. Did she use it as an excuse to cheat? And intend to always take things further with him? Or did she really not think she's ready for a committed relationship and she's just having fun and wants to be single and flirt around, and only realized it during her short time away from me? Also, how do I cope with this? I lost my best friend and I'm really angry at her for all of this, but I'm really sad because I'll miss her and so much of our relationship. Also, would she ever love me again down the line? She said what she feels for me is no longer love but platonic, but is there hope for the future?